Here we are, up for a chat about the hottest topics that are important to you, inspiring you to awaken the change within. I'm Karen Smith.
I'm Kim Morrison.
And I'm Cindy O'Meara.
And today we're doing something a little bit fun, actually, because on social media we've been watching everybody, totally skiting about the fact that they're going to see Oprah. And she's been all over Facebook. She's been everywhere. And I was having a chat with Kimmy this morning, and one of my all-time favourite shows that Oprah does every year is Oprah's Favourite Things. And then, of course, she gives everything away to everybody. Now, we won't be doing that on today's show. But I think inspired by her Favourite Things show, we sat down and thought, well, why don't we do our favourite things? And it's kind of everything from coconut water to vinegar and books and podcasts. So this morning I ran around my house looking at all of my favourite things. So do you guys want me to get started? Do you want me to share a couple of things?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So right now I have a book that I think it's a recipe book, actually. It's Living Candida Free. And I found it through a chiropractor that I spoke to in Orange. And it's written by Ricky Heller, PhD. And it's bloody awesome. It has the most amazing recipes. And Cindy will attest to, everything is very high fat. Lots of tahinis, lots of almond butters, lots of seeds, avocados, all that sort of stuff. This particular book is vegan friendly, so there's lots of recipes in there that are for me. And I made a rescue chocolate. Oh, shut the front door. I made it on the weekend. It was cashew nut butter, tahini, almond butter, some raw cacao, some maca powder, and coconut oil. Oh, would you just stop it? Would you just, and a pinch of salt. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What do you do with it?
Oh, well, you mix it all up.
Eat it.
And you lick the spoon a few times while you're mixing it. And then you put it into just like a little container, because it's quite runny. So you pour it into a container and then pop it in the fridge, let it get hard, and then rip in. It's stunning. So that's one thing I'm loving at the moment. The other thing I'm absolutely loving is I bought a new one. It's the Eye of Horus mascara. And it's made...
It's beautiful.
Yeah, isn't it? And it's made on all natural waxes and natural colours, so it doesn't make your eyes go itchy, because I get itchy eyes from all the makeup that I wear from being on stage all the time. And it doesn't make your eyes itchy, and it doesn't smudge, and it's not gloopy, and it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm loving that.
Yeah. And it's a really beautiful, it's vegan, and it's also got no nasties in it.
No, that's right. No nasties, completely natural and not tested on animals.
Yeah. And it doesn't leave a raccoon around my eyes. I don't look like a raccoon after wearing it.
So you girls use it too?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
How awesome.
So, number one, we're all the same. Got it.
Love it. Love it. Okay, do you girls have salt lamps in your house?
Yes.
Yeah. I actually have one at work as well, and there's just something really calming and soothing. And ever since we did that podcast, I couldn't tell you what number it was, but it was reinforced also with the gorgeous chiropractor from Victoria, just gone blank, about creating a more red light, a yellow warm red light rather than a bright white blue light.
Wayne Todd, Dr.
Yes,
Wayne Todd.
And what I've started doing is turning out all the lights, salt lamp, and now that it's Christmas, we got candles and the Christmas lights on the tree, which are all that warm yellow light. And I just sat in my lounge the other night going, it's quite idyllic, really. It's quite nice.
I agree with you, Kimmy.
I've got one in I've got one in each of my bedrooms, and then I've got this massive, massive one. I think it's one of those, I think it was 80 or 90 kilos. So it's half the size of me up on a stand in my lounge room. And that lights up my whole house in the nighttime. So I just have that on. And then obviously we've got the telly going.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, it's
How much did that cost?
$145.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was quite reasonable for something that's so spectacularly stunning. And when it's lit up, it's just divine. But I mean, the other ones in the rooms are, the $20, $25 ones. They're the 3 or 4 kilo ones, I think. So they're probably, how big would they be? The size of a 1 litre drink bottle, and then like in terms of height, and then a little bit fatter. Yeah, they're gorgeous.
Nice.
Yeah, and I often wondered about those, I did a bit of research on them, and they emit positive ions negative ions, into the atmosphere. So if there's a cold or a flu or there's a sickness in the house, they're combating that. So if either Matt or myself ever gets sick with a cold or a flu, I bring all of them into the bedroom and just, I don't know if it's overkill, but I'm doing it.
No, do that, and then also put your vaporizer on with things like Immune Boost or even just lavender and eucalyptus, and they work so beautifully together, Kaz, and they are so, you can't overdo it. You can't put too many positive ions into the air. That's like saying you can't put too many.
And tell me, Kimmy, so
things into your body. So I reckon go for it. Salt lamps, oils, and vaporizers are absolutely the way to go.
Isn't there something about putting a cut-up onion in your room as well if a person's sick?
Yep. So beside your bed at night, cut an onion in half. If anybody gets sick, because sometimes we know as we come into Christmas, we actually get sick as we relax, as many of us listening to this will probably adhere to. And that's just because the body is calming and going into a place of letting go, and probably letting go of the stress that's been harbouring. And then all of a sudden, bam, we get hit. So, and let alone all the sugar and wine and champagne we've probably been drinking leading up to having a break. So if you do start getting the sniffles or the snuffles, cut an onion in half, leave it peeled. You don't have to peel it. Leave it with the skin on. You don't have to peel it. And then place that beside the bed. Put your salt lamp and your beautiful Immune Boost into a vaporizer, and preferably probably a diffuser at night if you're going to fall asleep, so that it switches off and you don't have the flame to worry about. But you could not do anything more on top of taking maybe a really good Shrek drink, Cindy's colloidals. Oh, sorry, I'm just telling you what I do when I get run down. Colloidals, my Camu Camu, my Super Green, and my
probiotic.
And I make my little Shrek drink up. I do a shot of that. I chop up a clove of garlic. I don't crush it. I chop up a clove of garlic and take that with half an orange whole. And then I figure I have done everything, as well as rub down my chest with Immune Boost. I've done everything I can to ward off those bugs and to give myself the best support if it has got me, to get through it quickly. And the onion takes the bugs out of the atmosphere. Of course, chuck the onion away when one wakes up in the morning, and get rid of it, because it has absorbed a lot of that bacteria in the air.
Oh, that would be gross. Imagine eating it. Oh, that's quite offensive.
Stop it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Only you would think of that.
I know. Okay, so what else have I got? Well, this is an oldie but a goodie. Do you remember Charlie Brown and Snoopy?
Yeah, Peanuts.
So I've got the Peanuts DVD kit, the DVD set, and I watch them all the time. One of them's called Woodstock, the other one's called Linus, and the other one's called Peppermint Patty. Adorable. I know, and I was only just thinking about it this morning because there's a new movie that's coming out with Charlie Brown shortly. And I thought, oh my goodness, I'm such a fan, and I watched the DVD kit that I've got, and I've had it for years. So huge fan of Peanuts. And then what else? A Course in Miracles. A Course in Miracles. It's a book that I've got here on my desk. It's like a Bible. It's just absolutely brilliant. I'll see if I can't find you something fabulous. I'll just flick to a page and hope for the best, hey? It's one of the most amazing... yeah. Ah, look, I don't know that I'm going to be able to find something that's going to be quick enough and easy enough for me to read to you from it. But it's got a text at the beginning of it, so it's kind of like reading a book, the first part of it, and then there's a student's workbook, so you can do the workbook once you've read the text, and then there is actually a teacher's manual, because lots of people who do study the Course in Miracles go out and actually do study groups with it. So it's got a teacher's manual to teach you how to teach this work. And then at the back, there are 365 lessons, which are like 365 meditations for each day. And what I actually did with it, I went and created 30 habit helpers, which I call them. And they're like 5-minute recorded snapshot of excerpts from A Course in Miracles that a person could listen to each morning, just to get their head in the right place and start breaking that habitual way of thinking. So it's been a huge inspiration to me. And then what else have I got here? Oh, hey, have you guys read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert? She is the woman.
No, I saw it. Yeah.
Oh, you've got to get it. You've got to get it. She's the woman who wrote Eat, Pray, Love.
Love. Yeah.
Yeah. And in the book, she talks about, there's one particular part of it which I just think is awesome. She talks about ideas. And she says, imagine if every idea is like this little independent little existence, this little entity, and there are gazillions of them bouncing around in the atmosphere every moment of every day, constantly looking for a receptive body to make themselves manifest. They don't care which body they land on, but they do have to have a receptive body. And a receptive body is a body that's free of fear and self-doubt. Because fear and self-doubt counteract ideas and innovation. So they find a receptive body and they bring themselves to life inside of that body. And that's kind of like, when you get an idea, it just lands in you. And it really felt quite, it's a really cute little analogy. And if it was true, it would kind of make sense. Because the idea just sort of lands in a person and then we run with the idea. But you said that the idea only has a certain shelf life. So once the idea has made itself manifest to the extent that it was supposed to, it leaves. And once it leaves, if the person keeps holding on to it and trying to keep doing it and making it work or making it go further, and the idea's already left, there's no substance behind the idea, and that's why people feel like they become a failure then or it doesn't work, because the idea has already been manifest to the extent that it was supposed to. And then because, yeah, I know, it's so cool. And then because a person goes into, oh, but I can't do this, or I wish I was, I want it to be better, or I want it to be bigger, but the idea is already left. The body then becomes non-receptive to the next idea, which is the follow-on or the sequel to that first idea. But because we've got all of this angst going on, the body's now non-receptive, so it can't get the next phase. So the next phase goes to someone else because it's non-discriminatory. It's just looking for receptive bodies all the time. I thought that was just such a great way to think of it. Don't you think?
I've just downloaded it. Thank you. I need some good reading for my holiday.
You'll love it, Cindy. You'll
Tell
love
us
it.
the name of it again, sweetie.
It's called Big Magic. Big Magic by Elizabeth.
Big Magic.
Big Magic
Gilbert.
by Elizabeth Gilbert.
And it's $8.81 on Kindle. I don't know why it's $8.81. Don't ask me, but that's the price.
Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks
Thanks
good.
for that, Kat.
Yeah, thank you for that. I need it. I was reading something and I'm thinking, I want something a little bit different. So thank you.
Oh, cool. What else have I got
What else
here?
have you got there?
What else have I got? Okay, so I've also taken a photo in my fridge of some of the food that I'm loving right now. And what I've got here is Nakula coconut water. Totally my favourite. So I put that in my 1 litre drink bottle and I'll put half or 3/4 water and 1/4 of the Nakula coconut water. Because I love the flavour of it. It's not too sweet, and it's a beautiful, fresh, crispy flavour. And then I also have Artisana. I don't know if you guys have seen this brand. It's quite expensive, but delicious. The Artisana nut butter range. So I've got the macadamia nut butter, I've got the cashew butter, I've got the pecan butter. Oh my God, have you ever tried pecan butter?
Yum.
I don't think I have.
You haven't tried pecan butter, Cindy? Oh my God.
No, I've done ABC butter, which is almonds, Brazil nuts, and cashews.
Oh, Cindy.
But I don't think I've tried pecan. I have to try it.
You will go weak at the knees. Weak at the knees. Oh, it is insanely stunning. Oh, so delicious.
Oh, sounds good.
Oh, it is.
Cindy, you're over there. You're over there in the complete and utter snow, surrounded, about to have a white Christmas. Is there anything around you on the same par? Can you get coconut water and can you get nut butters, and are you close to things like that there?
Well, I'm 5 minutes from a Whole Foods. So I've spent the first day in Whole Foods getting food into the house because we have a 3-bedroom house that we've rented because that's what we need for our big family. So I spent the whole time in Whole Foods just getting everything that I needed. And so Whole Foods actually didn't have organic produce. So I went to the local market here where I am in Breckenridge, Colorado, and I got the best organic produce, just absolutely beautiful. And then I did the rest of my shop at Whole Foods. But we spent hours in there because there's so much stuff. So yeah, I had to get coconut water because we ferment our coconut water rather than drinking it as it is. So we make it a probiotic.
Oh my God!
But it's nice fizzy too. Yeah, it's nice fizzy too. So and I got some juices. They're doing cold pressed juices, so I went and bought a whole bunch of cold pressed juices, and we ferment that as well. So
how do you ferment it?
Well, I'm using Cultured Wellness cultures. Yeah. So Cultured Wellness being KULTURED. So I asked Kirsty Worth, who has already done a podcast with us. I asked Kirsty if she could pack me some for the trip to the US. Which she did. And so you should have seen the box of food I bought. I just need everybody to know that I packed a box of Changing Habits foods and Cultured Wellness cultures and 3 coconut creams because I was a bit scared I wouldn't be able to find in the rush of it coconut cream without guar gum, which is very hard to find, which Changing Habits will be bringing out because I'm so mortified that there is no coconut cream out there or very little coconut cream out there without thickeners and emulsifiers and all sorts of things. So anyway, I bought 3 cans of that. You should have seen this box. It was just a huge box of foods. So, yeah. So
are you allowed to take that into countries?
Yeah, well, Australia's different to Europe. You can walk through the country and they don't even ask you if you've got any food. America's the same. Like they did ask if you've got food, and I said, yes, I've got packaged food in this box. They didn't look at the box. They didn't open it. They just went, yeah, walk right through. So, yeah, we took like chia and my salt and my sugar and my coconut oil and my inchi and camu and the greens and the colloidals. And so we bought everything because we're here for a month and these are my favorite things. You know me. It's all about me. It's all about me getting the stuff I want, and then I share it with family and friends. And so they were my favorite things that I had to bring was food. Yes, food is my favorite thing.
And so the cultures travelled okay?
Yeah, they have. The juice is fermented at this point, so I've just put that in the fridge. That's 24 hours. The coconut water is just on the turn, so I'm leaving because remember we're in the cold, although the houses are heated, it's still not as warm as it is in Queensland. So the coconut water is just taking a little bit longer, and the coconut cream is on the turn as well. So it's probably got another 12 hours, and I can put that in the fridge. So, yep, all the cultures travelled beautifully.
Wow, that's amazing.
How gorgeous. How amazing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, I'm just getting onto Cultured Wellness website right now.
Yeah, and just order the coconut cream and the coconut water one, and you just make them up as she says, and they are just beautiful.
Perfect. Oh. Did you take anything else with you that was favourite?
My kids and my husband, I guess. I did bring them as well. I bought them. It's funny when you mentioned, to write down your favourite things. I realised that, I love the salt lamps. I love my oil and my vaporizers. But I realised it's experiences that I love more than anything. So I wrote down experiences, and I thought you'd like to hear them.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
So I love, you ready? Okay, so I love family get-togethers and dinners where we're together and we're eating together. I love snow holidays. I love the beach and swimming. I love hiking in the mountains, running through the meadows with small flowers. They've got to be small flowers. I don't know what it is about little flowers, but I love them. I love exploring forests, climbing trees, breathing in flowers, gazing at stars, enjoying nature, exploring new places, exploring new cultures, and gathering wild food. So I have to tell you about this gathering wild food. So where Casey lives in New Zealand, and I spent 3 weeks there recently, I used to go walk down this street, and down on this street there were citrus trees, and their citrus fruit were hanging over the fence. So I felt that was fair enough to take a citrus. I found rosemary was like wild. It was everywhere. So I'd gather rosemary, lavender, aloe vera. And so I would go down this street every morning and I would gather these foods. And I got to tell you, it was my favourite thing to do of a morning. I'm sure people wondered, my gosh, has this girl only got this to eat? Is this all she's doing?
Here comes the crazy lady.
Here comes the crazy lady. And the other thing I thought of when we were talking about our favourite things was I thought it'd be really neat if the three of us talked about our favourite birthday. You know, what was the most memorable birthday? Because I have an unbelievable memorable birthday, and it was just one of those birthdays that was never planned. It just happened. And it was quite stunning. So
yeah, but I don't know if I was there, so I'm not sure I want to hear it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know you. I didn't know either of you then. So,
What's
so I don't think it matters.
All right. You don't want to hear it?
Oh my goodness, you're hilarious.
Oh, can you hear it? So my favourite birthday. I'm going to go ahead anyway.
Go.
So my favourite birthday was my 21st, and I was living in Boulder, Colorado, and I was going to the University of Colorado. So this was 1981. And I had heard about this thing called Colorado Outward Bound, and it's where you go into the wilderness. And I went into the wilderness for 2 months. And just so happened to be September 1981 that we left, and we got back late October. So I didn't see a shower. It was completely in the Colorado Rockies and right through Utah. And on my 21st birthday, there were 15 of us that were doing this with 4 instructors. And it was called Colorado Outward Bound Western Wilderness Land Management. And it was all about low-impact camping, stretching yourself, where we learned to rock climb, we did bouldering, we did solo. So I was in the desert by myself for 3 days, never saw another human being for 3 days. So it was about pushing yourself to the limit. And this, on my 21st birthday, which is September 26th, I was hiking with 4 other people. And that night we found this lake. We just happened upon this lake, and we decided to camp on this lake. And when you spoke to the lake, like if I said, "Hello, my name is Cindy," the echo would come back, "Hello, my name is Cindy," as clear and as much clarity. So we sat there and just yelled at the lake for hours, just listening to what it said. When we didn't have tents, we had tarps. And so we put the tarp up, and the 5 of us slept under the tarp. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night and I couldn't breathe. I'm like going, "Guys, I can't breathe. And anyway, it had snowed that night. And the snow had...
Grizzly bear got you.
No, the snow, it had snowed. Yeah, there are grizzlies there, don't you worry. So it had snowed, and the tarp had gone on my face with snow on it, and I was just in a dream. And then finally we got the snow off, and we rejigged the tarp, and we all went back to bed. And I woke up the next morning, and as the sun rose, there was this dusting of snow everywhere. So this is the 26th of September. We hike up this mountain, and we get to the top of this mountain, and it's you can see in the distance the Maroon Bells, which are an amazing group of mountains in Colorado. And I remember this photo I got of this girl, Alice, and I. This girl, Alice, was from Phoenix, Arizona, and we got this photo of us up the top, and our faces were just, it was almost one of those stunning days, one of those out-of-a-box days. Then we climbed down the mountain, and got into a valley and walked along the valley and found these water holes with steam coming out of them, so hot springs. So we all stripped off, hopped into these hot springs, and someone had baked me a chocolate cake. And we had cake and hot springs, and that was my 21st birthday. Just one of those ones that you can never ever duplicate, and it was never planned. Happened.
Oh, how amazing!
And you're so right. Like, those sorts of things just connect you back to what being on this planet is really all about, isn't it? I watched an interview the other night with the lady that wrote the book Into the Wild.
Oh, yes.
What's the name of the actress that played her? She's really cute.
Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon, not with a knife. And she was talking about her experiences when her mother passed away, and how we get hit with these life-changing occurrences in our life, and you never know when they're going to come. But she had, I think, 4 or 6 weeks with her mother before she passed away, and her mother always said, always go out and try and let beauty stand your way. So get outside and let beauty stand in your way. And I just thought it was such actually beauty stands in our way every moment of every day if we choose to see it. And it was just so poignant to sit there the other night watching her be interviewed about what she felt was the most important thing and why she escaped to the wild to find herself. And I think, Cindy, you as our hunter-gatherer, Bear Grylls,
Yes.
Absolute extremist when it comes to that, is such a reminder to the princesses in your lives about how important it is to be out there in nature. And I don't know how I would have coped with a big chunk of snow on my face in the middle of the night.
Oh, God.
Well, the book you were talking about, Kim, I read, now I can't remember, somebody said to me, you must read this book, because they knew how much I love to hike. And the author's name is Cheryl Strayed, and it's called Wild. And it's a journey from lost to found, and I would recommend anybody to read it. But number one, it might want you to hike the Pacific Trail, which is a pretty harrowing hike by her standards, because she hikes it from California to Canada. But I realised that when you do that, and when I did Outward Bound, you actually do your favourite things. You hike the mountains, you run through meadows, you see small flowers, you explore forests, you swim in creeks, not the ocean. You climb trees because you need to see points. You breathe in flowers. You gaze at stars, because every night that's your drop. And Karen, I know you like 5-star, but this is 1,000,000 stars.
Yeah, well, I'm actually on Amazon right now. You know how you downloaded Big Magic? I'm downloading Wild.
Yeah. Oh, you will love it. Look, I loved it. I couldn't put it down. It was one of those books and this was before the movie came out, and I've got to tell you, the movie did a brilliant job of the book.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Reese is gorgeous in it. She's absolutely gorgeous. But she changed her name, you know that. She made her name Strayed in her 20s. Did you know that? She changed her name by default. So she apparently did that, and the lady that was questioning her said, why would you say strayed? And she said, I think it's wonderful to be strayed. We're all strayed. and it's beautiful to be in a journey of life with the strayed approach to living. And I just thought, that's so sweet. It was so cool. She's just gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm just looking here. She's written another book called Torch. Have you had a look at that one?
Is that after Wild?
It looks to be.
Before.
Oh, it's before, is it, Kimmy?
It was before.
Okay.
Yeah, she did that one before it. So she knew when she was a young girl that she wanted to read and write. She knew that she loved doing it, and she knew that it was something that was really interesting for her. And in the interview, she talked about how I think one of her teachers, they handed out pamphlets, and she just loved the look of it and all the things and the poems and the pictures, and she started collecting quotes. And that's why throughout her books she puts all these beautiful quotes in there and says how much she wants to do things. And she called it her awakening, and she was, and her mother always said, you know, you've got to, doesn't matter what you do, just do it with all your heart, soul and passion, and you've got to do it with your heart. And so for her to lose her mum so young, I think it also put her into that place of, you know, we say all these things to our children and you hope that they hear it, but I think it's not till you're gone that they realise the things that you said were so profound. and same for us with our parents. You probably realise how profound their advice was, but you don't really take it on until either they're far away from you or you haven't had a chance to really think about it. But that's one of my favourite things to do, is to sit there sometimes and just journal all the people in my life. If I had to write one of their quotes or one of their things that meant something to me, I keep a little journal of something that person's told me, or I remember being on the side of the Himalayan mountains. My marriage was in trouble, and I remember getting up turned around to him and he said, look, I'm only going to say 3 things to you, and I want you to think about this. And it's so profound when you remember these moments, but he just said, look, you've been married a long time, it's not worth throwing this away. I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't, I'm just asking you to remember that you can never buy history. And then he said, the second thing I'll say to you, he was a Christian man, and he said the devil plays in many ways. This was his analogy, and the devil can show up in our lives in many ways. This is just one of those moments for you to stay in control and believe that love can conquer all. The third thing I want to say to you is that forgiveness is one of the greatest of human traits that many of us never get to master, fully understand, or appreciate. But when a human being understands the art of forgiveness, of self, of others, and of all the things that happen in this planet, then he himself is truly a master. And I've written all that down. And that was on the side of a hill as I was hiking that this man said that to me. And he still to this day will never realise how profound those 3 things were. But every time I find myself personally struggling on something, or even not forgiving myself for something I think I could have said or done better, I just think of those words. So it's funny you should say that, sweetheart.
How beautiful. How beautiful.
You know, what's interesting is when you do lose your mum, things happen in your life that you want to ask them about, how, because you realise that there were some mirrors that were there, or some similarities, but you never ever questioned as a young person what was going on in their mind and how they were feeling, and that whole scenario, until it starts to happen to you, and then you kind of go, oh, I wish I had my mum. I want to ask her that question. I want to ask her, how did you survive? I remember asking Dad something recently and just going, Dad, I never even considered what it was like as a parent to lose a child. And I know my mum didn't lose my sister, but my dad did, because my mum passed away. And I said, I've never asked you that question. So it's interesting. Or when a child's health is not good, I never considered how my mum and my dad felt about my sister. So it was really, they're the things. And she lost her mother, Cheryl Strayed lost her mother very early. And I know she's gone on to get married and have children, and she must think the same thing. And because her mum was pretty groovy. She was really, she was amazing in the book. Really, really good.
I just found it here on the net, when she was asked, Strayed is not your actual surname, it's a name that you gave to yourself. She said, that's true. I was once, now I'm found. And then she said if she could choose her name again, what would you choose? I've never changed my name again today. Never. When I chose Strayed for my name, I wasn't looking at the word's negative connotations. I was aware that at that time of my life I really had lost my way, that I'd gone off the path. But the other definition of the word strayed are very powerful to me too. Astray is someone who makes or has to make his or her own way in the world. Astray is someone who lives without the essential mother and the essential father, which is how I've lived. So I was embracing that word, that name, for all its darkness and all its light. And I hoped I would keep growing and living in the name, sort of embodying it in my life, I had the name Strayed, the longest of any name in my life. It's like my heritage. I feel it's my real name. When people ask me if it's my real name, I say, yeah, that's the truth. How sweet.
That's cool.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? And it's amazing how many people actually, when they look at their name, that they see that their name's not right for them. Because you think about it, like a name is given to somebody by their parents. A name's not something that a person chooses for themselves. So when she gets a bit older, it doesn't necessarily make sense, but it's a beautiful thing to be able to say, well, I recognise that my name was something more meaningful than what my original name was. Interesting, hey?
That's right.
Yeah.
So, Kimmy, what's your favourite things? What are your favourite things, and what was your favourite birthday?
Okay, well, one of my favourite things at the moment is I have a beautiful citrine crystal that is just stunning that I chose at Crystal Castle, and apparently it's a stone that provides, happiness, courage, hope and warmth. And apparently, it's said, I remember the lady explaining it to me, that it holds the warmth of the sun and the energy. It enhances self-esteem, self-expression, creativity, and it's a very cleansing and revitalizing stone. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about crystals, but apparently this one particular attracts abundance and prosperity into our lives. So I put it outside on a full moon. I washed it with full moon water, and I don't know, I'm just playing with that at the moment. And it's just a nice, if nothing else, it's a lovely little ritual. And I absolutely love full moons. I've got 2 girlfriends that every full moon we text each other, and we've been doing it for years. So every time there's a full moon, the 2 of us, or 3 of us, doesn't matter where we are in the world, we text each other and acknowledge the full moon. And I've always loved doing that little ritual. That's quite a beautiful little thing. Of course, my oils are everything to me. They come in every single part of my life. I body boost. That's one of my favourite things to do every morning. I've now, for the last week, been oil pulling since we interviewed beautiful Dr. Lillian, and I nearly gagged on it the other day when I tried to... No, I was oil pulling in the shower, washing my hair, and realised that it's really hard. It's like rubbing your stomach and patting your head, and I realised that I got confused and at one point went to swallow. So I realised that maybe that's not one of my favourite things to do, and I nearly gagged on that. But anyway, I've kept to it, and I have to say to you, the feeling of morning breath is not really happening at the moment, so I love that. Podcasting with you two would have to be one of my absolute favourite rituals of all time. And as much as sometimes it's a struggle for the 3 of us to get together, or to prove to everybody that we are actually working and that people around us think that we're just having a catch-up, I can't really not agree with that. But on the same level, when we get, one of my other favourite things is when we ever get an email or a message. Or this morning I had a beautiful package in the post from a lady that makes natural skincare deodorant, and she heard one of my webinars that I did last week, and to receive a handwritten note and to say that the work that I do is changing lives. With no ego, I don't mean that with ego, I feel humbled, I get goosebumps, and I get very, very, like you two, I know when we get those thank yous, that's one of my favourite times of the day, to sit there and acknowledge that. I love cooking, and therefore 2 of my favourite cookbooks at the moment is Pete Evans' Family Paleo Cookbook. I still love that book, and I recommend that to anybody who's starting out, who wants to start with a more healthy lifestyle and don't really know where to start. If you're not vegan or raw, of course, that would be an ideal book. And I also love Lola Berry's The Happy Cookbook. I love her book. I love Tanya Hubbard. I feel very blessed with a lot of the people that we have in our circles, or people that we get to interview. They're all my favourites. I can't pick those.
And 69 Shades of Chocolate.
Oh, well, that's coming out for Easter next year. We're redoing 69 Shades as we speak, with 13 more recipes. Yeah. So that's been done. I'm looking forward, and a favourite thing I love to do, like you, Cindy, is spend time with my family. This will be the first Christmas we've been at home for years, and it's just us 4. I think Danny and I are excited. I think the kids are thinking, well, what are we going to do after we've opened presents? But, hopefully as teenagers they get to appreciate that a walk on the beach on Christmas Day is pretty special. I love kimchi and sauerkraut, and I know that probably sounds really boring, but they're 2 of my favourite things of all. And I absolutely love my Thermomix. I've been loving that for 8 years, and I've never tired of that little thing. Apple cider vinegar is a favourite that sits in my fridge, that I always love putting a teaspoon into my glass of water of a morning, and at night it's with ice and sparkling water as my little drink. But after listening to Lillian, I now do it with a straw. I absolutely love my stainless steel wok. I totally love cooking with that. I've got an owl lamp in my bedroom that I absolutely love putting on every night, and I keep hoping every time I switch it on that I'll be as smart as you 2 girls one day. That's my wish every time I put it on. That's no joke. I try and think that every time I put it on I can embrace the wisdom of all those I look up to and adore. I have my gratitude insight card that I actually gave to Kaz, my beautiful manager of 28, and every day we come into the office, we all draw one of those cards, and it's amazing how perfectly in the line they are with us. I also have A Course in Miracles next to my bed. My coconut lip balm is one of my favourites right beside my bed. I love having moist lips. That probably sounds terrible, but you know what I'm saying. So, and a sharp knife with my broth of life. I think, Kaz, you were going to say broth of life for your babies. I think my broth of life, because I don't always get time to make it. I absolutely love what those girls are about. And my Adorn mineral makeup is a favourite. That's a beautiful, vegan, animal cruelty-free, natural makeup that I love to use. The bronzer at the moment, and I think I've kind of said a few of them. Does that help for now?
Oh, they're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I was ticking as you were saying, I go, oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I think we all do that, don't we? They go, oh yeah, that we.
And that.
I think there's lots of favourite things.
I wanted to throw in one. I wanted to throw in an extra favourite of mine at the moment. There's a girl who came through my Speakers Fast Track program last week. Her name's Kristen Plint, and she she's just an absolute dreamboat, and she is going on this huge big trek through Borneo next year, and she's raising funds to save the orangutans. And I didn't realise, but $10 allows them to protect 1 hectare of land. Just $10 allows them to protect 1 hectare of forest. So she's doing a big appeal at the moment to try to get people to contribute to the fundraising. And when she spoke about it at Speakers Fast Track, I mean, this girl, she's been doing this kind of work her whole life. She does these big treks, and she's totes like you, Cindy. She is totes Bear Grylls. She's a mini Bear Grylls. Oh my goodness!
Girls, do you realise she's the one who works up in the mines up in Queensland, and she's the one who started the guys up there listening to our podcast and listening to and it's her that the gentleman that's turned his cane sugar farm into a nature reserve on starting to hear us. It was Kristen, and she completed my program. Yeah, and she completed my program with the HLE and I think she's about to do Cindy. She wants to do that as well. And she's just a true change agent that said a lot of her philosophies has been built, but has been absolutely, she feels like it's totally the right thing and has been proven time and time again with the work of the Wellness Couch. So how beautiful is that?
Oh, amazing.
Oh, yes. I knew I'd heard her name before. So, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah. Well, she's doing some amazing work. I've got, we raised nearly $1,000 for her at Speakers Fast Track. Just as soon as she actually just said it takes $10 to save a hectare, everybody just put $10 on the table. We've had others putting $100 down. I've put in $1,000. So there's just so much that people see all this tragedy, but they don't know what to do to help. And when you've got somebody like that who can do the work, and you can get behind them, it makes a massive difference. And I think that the human versus animal conflict that we have on our planet at the moment, I think for people like Kristen who are able to bring awareness to it and the tragedy and the sadness, for the purposes of bloody palm oil, it's ridiculous. There's so much more that we could use other than palm oil. I think it's amazing that she's so courageous and doing this work. And I really wanted to make sure I mentioned that, because to me that's the top of my pops for this Christmas. Nobody's getting Christmas presents from me this year. I'm making donations to the Foundation for the Orangutans, and I'm also making donations to the RSPCA and my local animal shelter, which I do every year anyway. But that's where my Christmas present money's going. So I think most of us have got what we want, So I think if we can help people and others and animals that don't have that kind of help, I mean, that's kind of cool to me anyway.
On that note, Karen, I'd love to. I'd actually really love to sing out to our podcast listeners, and particularly those that have completed programs with all three of us or are undergoing them at the moment. I mean, to have them believe in us enough to want to study with us or to do workshops with us, and to believe that we can support them in their life journey and in turn create more and a greater ripple effect. I mean, people, you listeners, you have no idea how much you mean to all three of us, and your comments, we may not always answer every single one if we've totally inundated with what we're doing, but we never not read them, and particularly those who have done our programs and Cindy's program and your speakers fast tracker, and also the mindset or the mastery programs that you offer. I really want to sing out to them, because it's thanks to them that we keep doing the work that we're doing, and we're inspired by them because they get to know us more and therefore give more feedback and more, appraisals around how we can keep improving, growing and continuing that beautiful ripple effect. So all three of us, kisses and hugs from us.
Right back at you. Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree.
Definitely.
I've just pulled up Kristen's website because I think there's probably going to be some people who might be interested to look at this project that she's supporting. I'm trying to find the link.
We should interview her, guys. We should ask her to come and talk to us about the work that she's doing. Like, I've been to Borneo and Kota Kinabalu. I'm wondering if she's hiking Kota Kinabalu, or is she going across the other side where the orangutans are? And it's a stunning place. Karen, you should go. You would love it.
I know I would.
It is just, you would just love it. It should be something on your hit list.
Yeah.
One of your favourite things that you need to put on your hit list.
I'm going to do it right now.
Well, she doesn't know yet if it's her favourite.
No, well, I tell you what, I won't trek through. Kristen's trekking through like waist deep water for a day and leeches and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
Not for me.
You just be there to greet her when she arrives at Sabah or wherever she's going to be arriving at.
Yes, that's what I'll be there. I won't be wearing heels. We can say that much. I'll leave the heels at home. But I'll be there with blow dryer, hair straightener, deodorant, all those things, just to kind of freshen her up a little bit.
No, I think that's what you're there. She'll just laugh at you.
She would. She would think that's hilarious. But I actually think that would be awesome. I think it would be just wonderful to do something. Not trekking through the waters and stuff, but I'd love to be able to go through the rainforest, and I'd love to be able to raise awareness and stuff for things like that, because that totally flicks my switch. Yeah, that's totally awesome. So
Hey, and so Cindy, just over there being in the snow, just give us a little brief rundown on what your Christmas is looking like this year.
Well, we're going to be in Park City, Utah. We're actually in Breckenridge, Colorado at the moment, and we're going to do a road trip, a couple-day road trip up there, leaving around the 14th. So it's white. We had the Santa race this morning through the main street of Breckenridge. I don't know how many Santas were in it, 350. But I realised that if I dressed up as a Santa, I could have run through the main street of Breckenridge too. Mm-hmm. There was the lighting of the tree. So there's all this fanfare and they light the beautiful big tree. Everything is decorated. Like, there's snow everywhere and everything is decorated in Christmas lights and red bows. And it's very different to the Australian Christmas. Very, very different. It was 9 degrees this morning when I woke up. Now, that's not 9 degrees Celsius. That's 9 degrees Fahrenheit, which is well below zero. Oh. So it was that cold this morning when we woke up. But the day was warm enough where, you still had to have beanies and jackets and jumpers and, woolen socks on. But they're just beautiful days. So, yeah, and our Christmas there will be my 3 kids are all adults and my husband and I. And we have Brogan's girlfriend also coming. We have a friend of Casey's coming. A friend of Tanya's coming, which is Catherine, who lived with us for about 5 months. So we actually, people all went, "Oh, can we come? Can we come?" And all of a sudden we have this full house, full everything. So it's very exciting, and we're all together. And this is something we were just talking about it as we were going up the lift this morning. we haven't been together for a long time because Casey's been in Western Australia at university. Brogan's been all over the world. Tanya's been surfing and it got competitions. I don't know. We just haven't had that time together for a while. So we're all very excited.
I just want to interrupt you, Cindy. I'm sorry. I noticed that all your children have got friends coming. I have not seen mine and kids in,
Well, I didn't invite any of them. They just decided to come. So you guys can come, it's still time before Christmas. Well, so you can get on a flight and get over here fast.
I reckon that'd be pretty fabulous.
She's off.
Yeah, I'm packed.
Well, you know what? We booked these tickets. We booked these tickets January this year. They were cheap. It's cheaper than going to Perth, getting to LA. So we booked them immediately. And we booked the houses by April. So we paid for the 2 houses, and they were all through Airbnb, which is just amazing. And you should see this place we're in. It's stunning. So we booked all through Airbnb. We booked these things called Epic Ski Passes back in, that would have been April, May as well. So Epic Passes mean that you can ski in many resorts around the world, including Breckenridge Vale, Copper Mountain, A Basin, Park City Canyons, and Smiggins in Australia.
Oh, wow.
And, it's amazing. And so you have 12 months to use this pass, and you basically can ski for, I think it was $700 for the year to have a ski pass.
That is
for the year.
Real.
Yeah, it's incredible because considering it's $113 per day to ski here in Breckenridge. And that's 5 people. That's very expensive. So what we did was that we kept looking at all the best deals that we can possibly get. And, if you prepare and you are looking at all the best deals, you can do this on a shoestring. You do not have to spend a lot of money doing what we've done. So, and when you consider we've had the whole year to pay for it, just bit by bit we go, right, paid for, right, accommodations paid for, Epic Ski Passes are paid for. And there's a second-hand shop here for skis. You can buy skis for $30. You don't have to rent skis for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I bought a pair of skis here for $60.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and ski boots. I found a pair of ski boots for $60. Now they're $500, and they were not even used. Like, they had new on them. So
that's amazing.
People have just got to think outside the square. Like, they might be looking at me going, oh, my gosh, she's gone skiing for Christmas. But we eat at home. We don't eat out. Because we know what we're like about food. We did spend a bit of money on food, but I would have spent the same money at home. It makes no difference.
We did the same thing last year. That's how we had our trip to New Zealand. We got, when we did our snow trip, it was $1 each snow passes. It was up for 24 hours. And my brother texted me and went, Hal, get on there because you could only get 3 or 2 at a time, I think, or something.
Yeah.
So we had 5 days of skiing for $1 a day. I was blown away.
It is. It's a matter of knowing. Like, I reckon there should be a website out there going, how do you do, like ski passes or I don't know. And skiing's not the only thing people love to do. They love to do cruises. I heard somebody do a cruise just recently. They had to fill the boat up. And so they were just kind of throwing away cruises. And I think they did a 10-day cruise for $400 through the Pacific Islands.
Wow. That's amazing.
Twin share, I think it was. So for the couple, it was $800, 10 days, everything, food, cruise, on-offs, whatever they wanted to do, So holidays don't have to be expensive, or you can do what we used to do with the kids when they were little, I should say. We used to go down to Mooloolaba foreshore, put the tent there and camp for 3 weeks. Remember we used to do that?
Oh, watch the hillbilly. Here come the Griswolds.
Yeah, the
Griswolds. I have to say, one of my other favourite things to do is to watch our inner circle of girlfriends and friends shine and get together with the likes of the Talons and the Charlottes and the Yvettes and all our beautiful tribe of people that have been involved in the wellness industry, and watching everybody do their thing and spread their magic, and hopefully by being a part of our tribe, people get to meet all these beautiful souls as well. Don't you think that's one of our favourite things? I mean, sitting in a wardrobe for 3 hours with Talon has to be, even though it's kind of fun. And I sat on the couch on Saturday with a girlfriend of mine after we received some pretty harrowing news about a loved one that we care very deeply about, and we sat on the couch for 6 hours and just chewed the fat. And I think sometimes doing those things guilt-free and sitting there with a friend, I think sitting there hanging out with one of your besties and sitting there is just one of my favourites. And then yesterday, I have to say to you, I was MC for the special needs, very special Christmas party down at Cotton Tree, and to watch all these families with special needs children, and these children were dancing at the front, and we were dressing up celebrities with Christmas trees, and we had beautiful Rob Roth from the Channel 7 News there. We had Darren Percival with Carl, Sammy jumped up on stage. When I watch community events like that all come together, and everybody, there's no judgment, and just to watch these kids and these families just have a day where everybody was included. It wasn't just open to families with special needs, but it was just beautiful. So, it was just a very special day, and I think sometimes getting involved with the community is a really lovely thing to do, and a favourite of all time.
I think that's such a beautiful thought. There was often... there was I can't remember who said it. It's very simple, but it says the thing that you want the most, give that. And I think, what we're wanting is community, and we're wanting love and connection. We've just got to give that, and give that like on as big a scale as we possibly can. Hey. And what you did yesterday, Kenny, was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like a special event for the disabled. That just would have been so fabulous.
It was so beautiful, and they were so funny, and some of them, this grown man kept coming up to Darren going, I need a photo with you, sir, I need a photo with you. And Darren was so cool, he got him up and he was singing with them, and he had kids jumping up on the it was sounds
like it was just priceless.
It does, doesn't it, Kaz? It just sounds absolutely beautiful. And I saw photos of Kim. Yeah. She must have posted them on social media, and I saw them and I was trying to figure out where it was. And it's so funny, when you go away and you see these things and you miss them. Not that, I've got anything to complain about, but you miss those beautiful community events. And so that's why we're trying to get into the community here in Breckenridge. And there were the race with Santa, the Santa race down the main street of Breckenridge was actually a charity run, so you paid money and you got in the run. I found that out later, but I think getting into our community around Christmas is so important, and to make sure that everybody has something. Like, I see somebody on the street, I will never pass them without giving them some money or some food, because I kind of go, well, I don't know their story, and it might not be a good story. It might be I don't know their story, and it's not up for me to judge. It's just up to me to go, okay, it looks like you need money and food here. I'll let you have it because I can afford it. So why not, share that? And it's about going across the road, getting a $15 salad and giving it to them. If that's better than giving them money because you're scared they're going to spend it on drugs or alcohol, then that's what we do.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Absolutely.
You're beautiful girls.
So soft and sweet and beautiful, with so much love in the house.
Yeah. Well, one little boy, what I said to one little child yesterday at the event, I said, what do you want for Christmas? And he looked at me and he goes, I like hugs. And I thought, is that not a metaphor for the world right now? We all need hugs. The world needs a hug. So let's just get out there and give hugs.
Yeah. Oh, how beautiful. This has been an amazing show. Just nice.
I loved it.
And it's nice just the three of us sometimes to just catch up and chat about what's going on in our worlds and where we are and our favourite things and, birthdays and all those kind of cool stuff. So we're at the end of our time. I don't know where it's gone, but we're at the end of our hour. So say goodnight.
I don't like it.
Good night.
I don't want to leave you. Don't want to leave you.
It's night here. It's dark. The sun's down and the moon. I can't see that yet, but it's definitely dark here.
Oh.
Well, we hope you have the most amazing time over there, Miss Cindy. Thank you for coming on the show today. You have the most amazing time over there, and we're sending you all our love and hugs.
Thank you.
And for everybody listening to today's show, hopefully you've enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed delivering it for you. Go to our Facebook page at allthews.facebook.com/up-for-a-chat, and I'm going to make sure that the link to help the orangutans is on our Facebook page straight away. And you can post all of your comments and all of your questions at allthews.facebook.com/up-for-a-chat. And you can also post your comments and your questions at allthews.thewellnesscouch.com/up-for-a-chat. You'd think I'd have it down pat by now. My goodness. So join us here.
I find my mouth moving at the same time as you're saying it.
Oh, have you? You're so funny. So join us here next week, everybody, on Up for a Chat, and become part of the ripple effect that's changing the world. We're going to see you on the ride. Bye.